What's up, guys? Nips or Keller here again. Just doing another commentary. It's been a while since I've done anything with a bit of meaning, so I thought I'd do this one. Today I'm going to be talking about the things that Infinite Warfare got wrong. Like, I'm not saying these are game breaking problems. Well, some of them I believe are, but they can easily be fixed and resurrected. So, how I'm going to do this is I've got a list in front of me. One of them affects me, so things I personally have a problem with. And the section is overall, which I believe everyone will either agree with or disagree with, but I believe that there are slight problems in the game that can be addressed. First one for the personal, so what's going to happen is I'm going to go through my list of personal problems I've had with the game, and then I'm going to go through the overall. So the first personal problem I have is the constant updates. Like, I understand that it's got to be constantly, well, not constantly, you got to have updates, you got to have the occasional buffer or whatever to improve the game or to give you an extra option. But the problem is it's constant. I'll be on the game practically every night, and every second or third night, ever since I bought the game, I'll come up with a message saying, need to update Call of Duty from the get-go, or when you go into multiplayer it says update requires restart. That's not a big problem, other than the updates in some cases are fucking humongous, and I mean fucking humongous. I had to delete one of my games to update my last one. It was huge. But that's more or less personal. That might vary from person to person. Maybe it's because I had a period there where I was off for a week and I had to catch up. But I still reckon the updates are too constant. But it is what it is. That won't alter. That's just a slight annoyance that I reckon that they could have got more accurate from the get-go. The next one, gun variants. People have mixed opinions on this one. I personally reckon the gun variant is a good idea, but they've overloaded it. Like, for example, in this submachine guns in it, you got 5 submachine guns stock standard, plus then the originals or classics. Classics, that's what it's called. But in each one of those 5 submachine guns, you got anywhere from 5 to 6, 5 to 8 variants roughly, and I reckon that's ridiculous. Like, and you got to pay for them or get lucky in the quartermaster. I reckon they've got that a bit wrong. Like, sure, have variants upgrade, be able to make it slightly more powerful, slightly better, but I reckon they've just gone overboard. Plus, they're constantly adding a new variant that I don't reckon is a good idea. It takes away a certain element of the game, but at the same time, it sort of brings in a new element. I just reckon if they tweak it a little better, they will be able to find a good middle ground where they'll work. That's more of a slight annoyance than a problem with the game, but it can be handled better. Next one, nerfing. I'm not 100% sure of this one. I haven't heard anything official about nerfing, but it feels like to me like the longbow and forgotten what it's called. Sorry, the pump action shotgun that you get, the ballistic pump action shotgun. I've forgotten what it's called. My apologies. But I personally feel like they've been nerfed. They're not as powerful, and they're just not doing the damage they used to be able to do. And to be fair, that probably is for the best. They were very powerful, but now they feel like they're underpowered. But we'll get more into OP weapons and underpowered weapons a bit later on. I just reckon the nerfing, but I'm not 100% sure. So this is why it's personally annoys me, because it personally pisses me to fuck off. But that's that's just an opinion of mine. I'm not 100% sure about that one yet. So the next one, and this one's personal, but it could also affect a lot of other people. The emblems. As we know, in the Infinite Warfare in the barracks, it constantly says personal emblems coming soon. Like, come on, it's every Call of Duty since modern Black Ops, Black Ops has had the ability to make your own emblems, and I'm not very good with them. I'm really not good with them. I have no artistic creativity when it comes to shapes and all of that. But it's still nice knowing that you can personalize your loadout for final kill or first kill or for other people to see. And just having it where everyone's practically along the same lines, I reckon it's just dull. And the fact that it said coming soon for last almost 5 months now, I reckon it's just lazy. It's utterly lazy. They didn't have to include it in the game, and that won't piss me off. But the fact is that it's just sitting there, and they still haven't done anything about it, is just lazy in my opinion. It's just purely lazy. But that could piss some people off, that could make some people happy. I'm not overly sure. I just reckon if they were going to do it, they should have at least taken the time to do it properly. And they still haven't done it properly. And I don't see how it's such a big aspect of the game where it takes them this long to perfect. But that it is what it is. But honestly, I reckon they need to get off their asses and fix that one. If they do, they do. If they don't, they don't. But come on. Seriously, it's not that hard. At least I don't imagine it'll be that hard. And the next one. This one is, again, personal. But I'm always kicked from lobbies. Like, I'll be looking through the games and I'll get into a lobby. And this will happen about 5 times until it finally keeps me. But it'll always say disconnected from lobby. Kicked from lobby. Unable to connect to host. And that's fine, like, if it happens every now and again. But the fact is, some nights it'll just do it to me for 20 minutes straight. And it doesn't sound that long, but gotta remember, 30 seconds to find a game, 30 seconds to load up, and then you get kicked in the last couple of seconds. That is really, really quite poor. It doesn't make sense, and I don't understand how that could just happen. Like, my NAT tape is open. I have full connection to anyone that, well, in theory, I should have connection to anyone I can connect to. But it's always kicked. But that could just be me. That could just be my location. I'm not overly sure. But yeah, I just reckon that's very piss poor. Okay, with that being said, that's all my personal opinions done. And now I'm going to get into what I like to call overall, which I believe is affecting everyone. And the first one is spawn. The spawns in this game are atrocious. Like, I'm sorry, but they've got to be fixed. Like, sure, you got one person that spawn traps in every game, and that happens there. That's tolerable. But in this game, I've found, you actually spawn either in their spawn, or it has no logic behind it. You can spawn with the enemy, you can spawn next to the enemy, and this actually happened. I wasn't recording. I'm pissed off about it because I'd like to use this one as an example, because it was awful. I spawned in front of an enemy already shooting, and 2 seconds after I spawned, I was dead. That's just not acceptable. That takes away the whole aspect of fun from the game. It just destroys my will to play this game, because if I didn't have such good control, I would have smashed my controller. But I just reckon it needs to change. It has to change. It's not acceptable. But it's just my opinion. Everyone else might have a different opinion. Some people might take full advantage of it, like I know some people do. And that's fine, just as long as it's not me that's always dying like it always turns out to be. Okay, next one, scrap. Like, it's a good idea. It's like Black Ops, where you got COD coins or COD points, whatever it was called, and you had to buy certain aspects of the game. Like, you had to buy all your weaponry, and or basically everything, your perks, your weapons, your lethals, your tacticals, your attachments. And the way they did that actually worked, because each game you earned, depending on how well you played, a reasonable amount of COD points. Let's just call them COD points. And it was just went on. It was good. But in this game, the scrap, it's too hard to come by. Like, with your mission teams, every now and again you'll get 200 scrap or whatever, depending. And then that's it. It takes too long to build up. And it's just not a fun aspect of the game. It's tedious because, let's be honest, the only half decent weapons do cost 2,000, 4,000 scrap, and it just doesn't work. It's not consistent enough. But if they could implement a way like it was in Black Ops, where you got a certain percentage of scrap for each of your games depending on how you did, that would work much better, and it would also help the gun variants, because gun variants, they're OP, let's be honest, but only certain people get them, because you either get lucky in the quartermaster or you just have enough scrap. If you even it out where everyone got enough scrap per game, it would be a much more even game, and it would work much cleaner, much smoother. But we'll probably continue this one a bit later on. We'll get into the next one. OP weapons. Every Call of Duty's ever always had an OP weapon, and it's usually nerfed or buffed, which I've not have done. But in this game, it seems so unnecessary. Each gun should be able to work on as it should in its own accord. Not this submachine gun is so much more powerful than this one because it's, well, to be honest, I don't know where I'm going to go with this. All I know is some of these guns are OP, and I've never had the opportunity to use them. I've always used shitty ones. That's probably a very bad example, but it'll work into the next topic that I want to speak about, which is taking away skill earned kills. In this game, no matter how good you are at the game, I've played with a lot of players who are very good, they've been competitive, they've always been very good at Call of Duty, but they don't have the weapons that, say, someone who's just played this game, only this Call of Duty has, and they can't work around it, because the gun itself takes away all the skill level needed. And that's where the OP weapons come in. It's each skill kill should, no matter how good or bad you are, it depends on what you're using and what you're running. Like in previous Call of Duties, you could use the shittiest submachine gun, sniper rifle, assault rifle, and you'll still have a chance even against someone that has a better one based on their skill level, because it's really hard to explain unless you've played it before. Like the ACR, and shit, it's been too long since I've played those games. Ooh, I'm trying to think of an assault rifle. But anyway, you get the point. If the gun isn't as good, it should rely on skill. But in this game, it is purely based on the gun you have. And that comes into the next topic, underpowered weapons. All three of these correlate. You got OP weapons, which are extremely overpowered, which takes away the skill required to have a good game. Whereas then you got the underpowered guns, which make it impossible to have a good game, because no matter how good you are, you're constantly going to be struggling to keep up with those with the better weapons. And that again comes down to the scrap, because they've got either a better weapon or they've been able to earn scrap much better. And it just, overall, it doesn't work. And if it was evened up a bit better, where the guns variants and that were slightly better or looked slightly better, like that's actually a good way to put it. If you got a variant because it looks better or it does slightly better, that would be okay. But in a legendary greatly outshines a common gun, like the common guns. But it doesn't even up. If they put in, like I said earlier, with the Black Ops, with the COD points, and you could earn scrap better, that way it would make the OP weapons less painful, because everyone would have somewhat a similar gun. It would put it in more skill level, because then everyone would have the same level type of gun roughly, and then it would rely more on their skill level to be able to make a decent game for themselves. And then the underpowered weapons would not be used as much, or they would be used to prove just for the fun of it, or they would then do a buffer and a nerf to even up the guns. But unfortunately at the moment, as it stands, it is too much reliant on the scrap to get better weapon variants, which in turn takes away the skill level, which in turn leaves us with the common and rare variants at a disadvantage because it's all relied on the guns. And I'm not sure if that's such a problem with the game. Actually, no, I'm lying. I'm sure that's an absolute horrendous problem with the game, which I believe can easily be fixed, but only time will tell. I'm just listing things that I believe at this point in time are wrong and could be fixed, or so on and so forth. Next one, Quartermaster. Let's be honest, no one really liked the black market and that in Black Ops 3. It worked, I didn't have a problem with it, and 30 crypto keys in this game and 10 crypto keys in this game, it's really not a big deal, other than the fact that crypto keys you get 2 a game unless it's double crypto keys, or you got a very good game, or you've managed to finish a mission team, or you've managed to level up a mission team, I meant to say. Which, the crypto keys I don't have a problem with. It's actually when you get into the Quartermaster and you do the rare or the common supply drops. I always get duplicates, no matter what. I always get a duplicate. And I'm not sure how many other people have that problem. I know my mate has that problem a lot. It shouldn't be that hard to fix. To the point where it's virtually impossible, or it is impossible to get a duplicate. Like, it can't be that hard. Like, there's so many emblems and suits, exosuits and all that, and weapon variants and weapon attachments and weapon emblems that you can get, but I always end up getting a duplicate out of, say, about 50 possibilities. I always get 2 duplicates for a new, and I reckon that's just poor again. It can be fixed. It should be fixed, but probably won't be fixed. And the next one, this one is the biggest piss off I reckon of all. There is no theater mode. There's none. You have to rely, if you're on the PS4, on the game recording settings, so you can live stream or it saves, and even that's been altered, so it's harder than it used to. But every Call of Duty, pretty much, up until this point, has had a theater mode, which is good because you can upload if you don't have a PVR or you can't live stream. You can record it and you can upload it directly from the Call of Duty website onto their channel, and that works good. It gives everyone an opportunity to show their gameplay, but they've completely cut it out, and I reckon that is a humongous mistake on their part. They probably won't include it. I hope they do include it, but they probably won't. So that's all I have to say for this one. It's really minor things and some major things, but I just wanted to get it out there because this game lately has been pissing me off, and I was hoping to do a quick video on it. So before I end the video, let's just go through the personal again. Constant updates, gun variants, nerfing, emblems, always kicked from the lobbies. That's my personal problems. And let's go over the list of overall, which I believe it affects everyone. And that is spawn, scrap, OP weapons, taking away skill earned kills, underpowered weapons, Quartermaster, and no game recording. So that's my list. I'll probably think of more later on now that I've recorded this. But I hope you guys enjoyed. If you agree, leave a thumbs up. If you disagree, leave a thumbs up. Every like and favorite and subscription helps a lot. And I'll see you in the next one.